just to get hit once or twice.
Yeah, this can be a brutal game mode. Oh my god, strong start with power gloves in the first chest.
Which is actually really great for looking for bombs.
Oh yeah, there's those rocks right outside the sanctuary you could pick up and get like 5 bombs if you got good luck.
If you get lucky, yeah. First map check, we have green pendant in the Mire, and then red pendants in Pod, and red crystal in Thieves Town.
And it looks like Pendant Ice Palace too.
Ooh, wow. Alright, so there are really 2 routes you can do in the beginning of these inverted seeds. You can do what PKR did, and immediately save and quit after you get the chest in the Link's house, or you can do what Hitzian is doing, and do South Dark World. Turns out that was a good choice, and he got the boots.
Yeah, that's huge. It probably won't be long before PKR goes back down there, unless she gets roped into doing Thieves Town.
Which, as of yet, I'm personally not brave enough to go in there without a weapon, though you're absolutely allowed to.
Yeah, you could even be expected to.
PKR.
So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so PKR is grabbing some bombs here, and then I think that was an intentional death. So she can go do a hype cave now.
And we're just catching up to Burn the Witch, but it looks like they've been killing enemies trying to get a tree pole. Probably looking for some bombs to get in an early hype cave.
Fortunately, it's just full magic.
Firame reminding me that it's not a tree pole, it's a statue pole.
We stand corrected. Alright, Duke Firebird already in Thieves Town.
They must have beelined it there without going into Skullwoods, would be my guess.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. Getting trolled by the, not Skulltilla, what are those called? Stalfos.
Stalfos, and with 1 heart. That's rough.
Just getting trolled.
Yeah, I think that one's actually called the ambush chest, so in this case, very aptly named.
And it looks like he doesn't have any weapons, no nothings. In here. Question from chat, was PKR farming bombs with those deaths? Yes, she was.
That's an interesting strat. Got soaked by that mummy, though. This room is a real pain in inverted. You got those 3 hearts in green mail. It's super rough.
And if I remember correctly, 1 Gibdo hug will kill you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ooh, Hitzian getting the hammer from Hype Cave. And the lantern!
So that puts Death Mountain into logic. There's a couple of items up there anyway.
That's another, so that's one of the map changes that the developers had to make inverted work. The old man is now lost in the Dark World instead of in the Light World, Death Mountain.
That's right, so you'll have to return him to the Light World. You'll be a bunny if you don't have the Moon Pearl while you do that, but it is expected, or at least it's in logic for you to do that. So, but there's not much open on Death Mountain currently. There's the old man. The standing item inside Spectral Rock is considered in logic, even though you have to pick it up as a bunny. And then you have the 2 items in the Super Bunny Cave. So far, that's all that's open up there. So Seed is still pretty closed off, even though we have Hammer and the gloves, which is interesting. Oh, but there's the Moon Pearl. In the bombable hut.
Ooh, yeah, all of our runners have bombs now, so that shouldn't be a problem.
So that is 420 commentators Light World access. No, no runner yet has all 3 items that are needed.
I bet Hitzian has the gloves already. I just don't think... Well, has he been to Link's house? Yeah, that's where he started, right?
Yeah, I think so. I forget.
So he should have access.
Oh, okay, yes.
Which, early Light World access is really good in inverted. The problem is you have to walk everywhere, which it can be a really big pain in the butt when you're used to just saving, quitting, and going from Sanctuary to Link's house.
Did we? I'm seeing some "That's Gotta Be Canes" in the chat. I must have missed it. Was that C-shaped house or something?
Oop, might have been. It froze when the hits the animal.
All right, 5 minutes, 27 seconds. Hitzion in the light world. Looks like they're doing a South Shore kind of standard start. Oh, Kane was in Skullwoods. Okay. Oh, Pink Kitty Rose routing in that hint tile early. Unique item is in Blind's hideout. Okay.
Those are one of the useful hints you can get. Sometimes you'll just get some utter nonsense, but if you get lucky, you'll get an actual location. Which is one of the changes they made to V30 was all those slash telepathy tiles. They now give you hints. Sometimes they're just bogus quotes from Arrested Development. Sometimes they're just jokes or non sequiturs. In this case, we know that there is some sort of unique item in Blind's hut.
So that could be a valuable unique item, but it could also be something like the bug net, which I'm not trying to diss the bug net. I'm just saying like it's not useful for progression, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it could be utter garbage like the boomerang.
Oh, shots fired.
I mean, we saw the good boomerang on the Bumper Cave. So if we need one, that's the one they should go for, in my humble opinion.
Oh, so Pink Kitty Rose going to the archery game. This is a definite theme in Inverted because you need money for so many things, like the dig game. So as soon as you get your first 20, this is a great way to just farm a bunch of money. And then any leftovers you have, you could use for opening pod or catfish or whatever.
And goodness gracious, the mini Moldorm cave was loaded with a mirror, a sword, and I think there was a third item as well. Oh, it was a blue mail.
An ether in the Kakriko well from Burn the Witch.
As well as, I think there was a sword in there. And the bow!
Stacked Light World.
Runners need to get over to Light World now.
I don't think we've seen a Light World map check just yet, but Pod was a pendant, I think. I think we've seen all the pendants, so yeah, there must be all crystals in the Light World. So Eastern would be an interesting play right now. It's totally in logic and completable.
Burn finding 2 heart containers. Wow, and it was the bug net, you got it.
Oh my god, I guessed it. Calm curse.
I don't know if you meant to do that, but oh, well, never mind. There was 2 unique items in Blind's hut.
But we all know it was referring to the bug net, right?
Oh yeah, that was the important one. Ice Rod, feh.
So Mir was at Mini Moldorm, right?
That's right, along with the blue mail and a sword.
So that's going to give Hitzian an interesting routing advantage because they decided to do a South Shore first. And this is what is so interesting about Inverted is that like pretty much the entire almost the entire Dark World and the entire Light World is open to these runners now. So you can go pretty much everywhere, which can be really frustrating. But it's also really interesting to see all this routing diversion so early.
Hits the end, start a water walk, and then we'll fake flippers back over to the rest of the Lake Hylia area.
Actually, Gwydion Knight, Eastern is completable. We found the bow on the maze race. At least Duke Firebird, I believe, has the bow. I think that was the person who did the maze race. So for folks just joining us and curious what is going on here, this is Inverted mode, where you start in the Dark World, and you then need to get access to the Light World. Your Mirror and your Moon Pearl work opposite as you would expect, and there have been some changes made to the overworld to allow you to get to all the item locations and dungeons and stuff. Oh, I didn't see that other sword in the CAC well. So I guess we have Master Sword available so far from what we've seen.
Yeah, I don't think Hitsuin has been to Kakariko yet, but he'll get that in here in just a second. And then we'll also get to see what's in the Zora area. Unfortunately, there's only 62 rupees. Also finds the red mail. If it's not on a...
Oh, you're breaking up just a little. I didn't catch that last bit about red mail.
Oh yeah, red mail on the Zora ledge.
Aha. And doesn't have the Zora money, or so yeah, you can't go to King Zora. But because of that mirror, it gets to route in an early catfish check for 20 rupees.
One of the most frustrating things about in the Dark World is that Dark Priest over there, I don't know his real name, he does not heal you if you talk to him.
I think that I heard, I actually haven't tried this out myself, maybe I shouldn't spread misinformation, but you can pay him or something and he'll heal you? We'll see if someone corrects me in chat.
Oh, and another hint from Thieves Town. Something unique is held by somebody friendly.
So that's a reference to NPC characters, which King Zora is in that pool. Yeah, I'm hearing in chat 20 rupees for a heal. So it looks like that wasn't misinformation from trusted sources.
We trust chat. Okay, so what NPCs can you grab things from? There was the thief in Mini Moldorm. There's the Sahasrahla counts? I'm assuming he counts.
Yeah, I think Sahasrahla counts. Agana does not count because you pick up the item from a chest, which is funny. I think Catfish counts. Kiki? No, Kiki doesn't give you an item. What am I talking about? I'm just thinking of NPCs. Old Man counts. The Sick Kid. Stump Kid. Other people, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, there actually aren't a whole lot of NPCs, or NPCs that will give you things, so I'm personally having trouble thinking of them all. Okay, it's not the thief in Mini Moldorm.
So Duke Firebird coming in to check the Sank chest. Before, I'm guessing, doing the drop down into escape. I've seen people do this two ways. Either you do it this way, or you do the drop down first and then come back out and pick up the chest on your way out.
Yeah,
so
with Boots, I'm not surprised he did it this way.
Yeah, there's benefits and drawbacks of both routing choices. Oh yes, Hobo, that's on the list. Blacksmith, yep.
Duke Firebird demonstrating one of the map changes. You can now just walk up to the graveyard ledge once you're in the light world. No mere nonsense now. PKR being very brave for a 3-heart green mail blind. Does it perfectly, wow.
Yeah, it just follows the script real close.
I never stay on script, so I'm always impressed by this. Because really, you either get hit by a head and hit by a ball and you're dead, or get hit by a head twice and you're dead.
Yeah, Inverted is getting to be known for some of its difficult things that it might require, and one of the common things that it could require, or at least encourage, is 3-heart green mail hammer blind, which you can't follow a script, and hammer blind is a lot more difficult than sword blind.
Yeah, that's an ugly, ugly fight, and it happens quite often in Inverted.
Looks like Burn the Witch being the first to make the Eastern Palace play.
Gets a very nice super speed glitch.
Makes sense. Eastern is a crystal. So not quite as item dense as some of these overworld locations that everybody else is checking, but oh my god, finds the mitts in Sahasrahla's hut.
Yep,
Interestingly,
totally worth it.
I think with the items that they have right now, the mitts don't unlock anything but King's Tomb. I'm pretty sure. That's the only location it unlocks right now.
Oh, I think you're right. It opens up a few portals as well, but I think you're right.
Maybe Light World Death Mountain? Yeah, it might also unlock Light World Death Mountain because they don't have a hook shot yet.
I'm kind of having some trouble. What sprite is Burn using?
I think that's from Chrono Trigger, Dark Magus.
Oh, okay. Question from chat: what is inverted mode? Yeah, basically what you said. It's you start in Dark World and the mirror works into the Light World. Basically, is the quick 2-second rundown of that.
So PKR doing some rupee farming before they go to Zora, looks like. So I'd expect her to do that next.
This next that hit.
Sorry, I missed that one.
This little bridge in Thieves Town can be really hard to do if you don't have health, which makes it all the more impressive that PKR got through it. Especially, I don't think, did she have boots at that point?
I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, 3 hearts. It's impressive. It's difficult to do Thieves Town with 3 hearts.
I think PKR just found and also has that.
She found what?
The magic cape.
Aha.
It was in the bunk rocks. Unfortunately, the only thing that will get you right now is the red meringue, which, even though it's the best boomerang, is actually required.
So I don't think Burn has found much in Eastern apart from those myths in Sahasra's closet. At least not yet, anyway.
Yep, he's gonna go.
But thinking about those myths, though, like, really nice. Oh, it looks like they're making a decision to isolate the dark room. I haven't been keeping track of how many items they picked up, but it could be... Oh, they don't have 2... Okay, never mind. They've gotten all the items, so they were just trying to remember their item count, I think.
It's because there was a bomb, or a triple bomb, and a piece of heart, but I didn't catch the third item.
Yeah, I didn't either, but looking in their item menu, looks like they were missing the compass and the map, so they can safely avoid the dark room, as long as they picked up the other chests somewhere, which I think they did. So yeah, thinking about Sage's closet, Sahasra's closet, and the Titan's myths, I think that'll give Burn the Witch a great advantage in that if they go up to Death Mountain, if other people go up to Death Mountain first, then they might have to double dip to get those Light World items, whereas Burn the Witch can now do almost everything up there in a single trip.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's inclined to go to Death Mountain right now, so we'll see if that gives them a definitive advantage or not. Hitsuyan doing a very nice blind fight. And Burn finishing Armos with 2 arrows left.
Wow.
That's dangerous when you run out of arrows on Armos, because the Red Knights has so much dang health.
Yeah, and your swords don't really do a lot of damage to Armos.
And so I'm betting Burn's gonna head up to Death Mountain now. Unless he's thinking about Pod? I can see why, yeah. If there is anything in here.
Looks like he's trying to put the mirror in a spot that he won't bonk into it when he's coming back with Kiki. Yeah, that looks like why he moved to the side there. Because otherwise he would walk right up to the mirror and then he would get sucked back in again. Although, interesting note, if you find yourself in that situation, you can also just hold an item over your head, and that will prevent you from walking through a mirror portal. So you could drop a bomb and hold it above your head, and you'd be fine.
I just noticed that Duke Firebird. Oh, so there was a hidden EP about the Titans mitts. See that the first time. But Duke Firebird's got the banana suit, which is one of my favorite sprites.
All right, we got some speed high fives happening here between Hitzion and PKR. Interesting that neither of them chose to return the Smith. I wonder if they're going to route that back in, or maybe they're waiting to be able to do more things in that area. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm missing some of the end of what you say sometimes.
Ah, dang it. Okay, I'll see what I can fix about that. But the thing with the blacksmith chain is that the save and quits don't work like they do in regular vanilla randomizer.
Yeah, so it makes it a little more difficult to try to find out when to route in. Oh, and I'm realizing why now PKR is not doing it is because she doesn't have the mirror yet. But Hitzion, for instance, could have mirrored, picked up the blacksmith, gone and returned, and maybe he still will. He's still in the vicinity. You can also, this game mode really messes with your brain. So you think about Hammer Pigs as requiring Titan's mitts ordinarily, but because you have the mirror, you can just mirror into that normally mitt locked location and check Hammer Pigs as well. Yeah, so he looks like he's walking back up to pick up the Smith.
Oh, and it looks like Hitzion found a tempered sword from the race game. Was that where he got it from, or the digging game?
I'm not sure where he got it from, actually. I missed it, but a bottle, the first bottle from the Smiths. So that's some tempered glass right there.
And his blue goo, I think, so that's going to be really helpful for later on in the seed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, already amazingly healthy for an inverted so far. I mean, this has been really jet, and things have really opened up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which personally, I'm a little bummed by. I would like to be seeing a lot more deaths and difficulty. You know, no offense to these runners, but just to satisfy my Schadenfreude.
It doesn't look like there's been anything in pod so far, but there's still a few chests left.
Yeah, the mullet dungeon here, which often has the exciting stuff in the back.
So it should be noted that PKR and Duke Firebird, since they not PKR, but Duke Firebird can do Ice Palace now that he has the bombos.
Oh yeah, interesting. He could full clear that dungeon. I mean, it is a pendant. One thing that's really interesting in V30, this isn't inverted specific, is the boots can be found. I missed that. What was the hint tile in pod?
Telling where the boots were.
Yeah, did you see what it said?
Yeah, the boots were on Stumpy.
Oh, duh, we already found the boots.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Kern. Where have you been?
I'm still in V29, apparently. But yeah, I was just saying that, you know, V30 has really made Ice Palace a lot more valuable because apart from the 3 items you get there, you also get 3 hints. So I don't know how valuable these runners will find those hints, but maybe if the seed like locks down later and they have to decide to go in one of a couple pendant dungeons, I don't know, we might see that.
Now, I should clarify that while they can do Ice Palace, it's not actually on logic because they'll have to fake Flipper to get over there. But they can still do it.
Oh, book in Checkerboard Cave. So you'll notice you didn't need to use the mirror, right, to get into Checkerboard Cave, but you cannot get into Desert Palace any other way but with the book. So unlike in non-inverted game modes, where you could have the Titan's Mitts, the flute, and the mirror to get inside Desert Palace, and the book is rarely needed, in inverted, the book is always needed.
Burn going for the first pyramid check. Oh, and he loses his speed. Only gets a big 20 for his trouble. Now Hitzian actually that was a really convenient book location, since he can also do the bombos tablets just by walking up the stairs. Otherwise, this is a really pain in the butt location to check.
So Chad asking why you can't use the flute, gloves, and mirror to get in the desert in inverted. Because the mirror works from the dark world to the light world, there is no place that you could mirror. From the light world to the dark world. You can't use the mirror to then get up on the ledge or whatever to get inside of Desert Palace. So you have to open the front door from this way. And yes, and Firame makes clarifies the later half of that explanation that I didn't really explain, which is, yeah, the flute also only works in the dark world. So you do have to activate it in the light world still, which is kind of interesting, but it'll only fly you around to places in the dark world.
Which is super frustrating if you're between inverted mode and standard mode, because otherwise you're used to the duck only working in one world. Hitzian also read a hint. I didn't quite catch what it was in DP.
I think it was a one of the garbage hints, something like you'd like to have more bombs or something like that.
Interestingly enough, yes, I would like to have more bombs. I never appreciated the bomb and arrow upgrades in V29 until they took them away in V30.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more difficult. What I like about it is it makes you be much more conscious about your consumables. So when you're thinking about like climbing Ganon's tower or just needing to bomb open walls or using bomb strats, you just need to be much more aware of like, where are there bombs or arrows on the way that I can pick up. But if you still need them, you can just go to Venus's island in the middle of Lake Hylia and buy them for 100 rupees each.
Yeah, the arrow one's is the easiest one to lose out on. I haven't seen bombs being a problem in most races, but arrows can be a real big problem.
So I didn't see... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Did we see what the medallion requirement was for Meyer?
Did Hitzion go into the Dark World? I didn't see them go into the Dark World yet in this area.
Oh, that's right. He only did the one corner of it, I think, so we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he might hit that up on the way out. So it looks like a Tempered Sword fight, probably, against Lamo.
Which, if you have to use a sword, at least he doesn't have to do it with a fighter sword or master sword.
Yeah, if he had to, he could use the bow with some NMG strats, but that's one of the most difficult NMG fights.
Yeah, how does that work exactly?
It takes, what is it, 4 hits? I think it's 4 arrows to the head, or, you know, to the landmo to kill it. 3 or 4, I forget. Oh, he's going over Ice Rod strats.
Oh yeah, with half magic, why not?
Yeah. Like the Fire Rod, it only takes 2 hits to kill a landmo, but the Ice Beam moves more slowly than the Fire Rod, so it can be more difficult. 4 arrows each, says Firame. Okay. I thought so.
Only gets a piece of heart for his trouble.
Now watches that piece of heart screws him over and like gives him a death heal or something like that when he doesn't want it, or a heal. But he is the mirror. He's not gonna try to death heal.
Burn finally getting his cane from Skull Woods.
So there must have been an item on Helma. Yeah, okay. So that's why Duke Firebird did Helma. So Duke Firebird really doesn't have boots still?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, they must have, because it's right on Stumpy, which is yeah, right there. And because the world has opened up so much, and they've already checked Kakariko and Village of Outcasts. I don't know when he's going to be able to route that back in. But he did get that hint in Pod actually. So I didn't read the full hint. It said boots are blah blah blah. So
on a stump, I think. I think it was pretty
did it say that?
specific. Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully going into the Dark World to then be able to like mirror and check some other things along with it. I didn't see if he saw that hint tile or not. Hopefully he did.
Yeah, so far it hasn't been required, but it just feels good to go fast.
Ice Rod, for those asking, was in the, what was it? It was the back of Blind's hut.
Yes, with the... It got overshadowed.
And medallions, I can't remember. Ether was... Wait a minute.
Yeah, Ether was in the well. I have no idea where Bombos was.
Yeah, I didn't see Bombos either. Oh, Bombos might have been Mini Moldorm Cave. IIRC. But there's 4 people we're trying to watch here. It's hard to keep track.
Alright, Duke's gonna get his boots now.
Oh, I was wrong. Bombos was on Bottle Vendor. I trust our tracker much more than I trust myself. Which, by the way, shoutouts to our trackers, Itudemo and Draco Falcone for keeping up with 4 racers in this insane game mode that has a jillion % routing divergence.
Yeah, always give a good shout out to the trackers when they're tracking PKR. You never, ever know where she's gonna go.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't know where she's going to go either.
And while we're giving shout-outs, also shout-outs to our restream runners. This can be really stressful when you know you have an audience like this, so it's super, super brave of them to just put themselves out there and for our own amusement and enjoyment.
Oh, I didn't catch the shovel in the dark maze, so I don't think that we've turned that in yet.
Duke did for a Big 20.
Ah, lame. Duke Firebird. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, I was like, were you taking that poor little frog there? So he's returning the Smiths the way that the game might normally expect you to do it without the mirror. Does have the mirror, but he must have left his portal behind after getting the boots to go check the dig game.
Now, this is an NPC check, so we might actually know somebody else has already done this. It was the bottle.
Yeah, the tempered glass.
So as far as we know, that hint has been fulfilled, but potentially there could be more.
Which hint was that?
On a friendly individual or friendly person or something.
Oh, yes, right. All right, so playing catch-up here. Interesting, we've mostly done similar things where people are going to backtrack, I imagine, at this point a little bit, because there are some obvious crystals to do. But I would expect maybe Hitsuyan might be the first one to go up to Death Mountain pretty soon here.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more Death Mountain plays, especially with 4 different runners with 4 separate styles.
Well, I mean, the seats opened up so wide, right? So you want to prioritize crystals, and then Light World can also be very stacked. When you get the mitts and you get the mirror, you can route that pretty efficiently. But Death Mountain is incredibly stacked as well. There is maybe a couple locations that they can't quite do just yet. They can't do Hookshot Cave, except for the first chest. And I don't believe that Spike Cave is in Logic yet. Oh, no, wait. We've got Canterburna for some of our runners anyway.
Yeah, I bet they're looking for the hookshot now that you mention it. That's a pretty important item for the Dark or for Death Mountain in general.
Yeah, without Canis Amaria too, there's locations in Turtle Rock that could be locked. Fire Rod, of course, would be nice as well, so you could just finish off the crystal while you're there.
Yeah, it looks like Hitsuyan is heading to Death Mountain now.
And PKR might be as well. Oh, yeah. I got confused by her backup and then the dash.
It's always incredible how we can have 4 separate runners, and 3 of them are now all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
36 minutes into the race.
Finally converging on Death Mountain. It's pretty great.
So of course, here's the normally this is Bumper Cave, but now it's the Old Man.
So interesting strat here. This is just my observation. I might be wrong. It might just appear this way, but I'm pretty sure this is true. If you have an item held over your head while the old man's following you, you walk at normal speed as opposed to slow old man speed. But it looks like nobody does that. It could just be in my head. I would be surprised if that was real and these runners didn't know that. But hey, folks, you should test it out in your practice hack and get back to me.
If it is a thing, I'm not surprised it's not common, since inside the cave they only have the bombs, and outside the cave you can only get the flower in the Dark World. In regular mode you wouldn't get anything.
Yeah, it would never come up in non-inverted game mode, unless you were doing like entrance randomizer maybe.
Oof, that portal is red. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's ominous.
Brings you into the scary light world.
Now he's trying to boots forward.
And the old man just clips into the wall, as old men tend to do.
Secret speed techniques. Trying to activate speed glitch here. It can be well, even if you get it, it can be hard to keep it depending if you're going left or right.
Hitsuyan just peeking at the item in Spec Rock while PKR is deciding to just go up and grab it. I've been seeing this a lot in V30 because there is a hint tile here, so then you route that in no matter what. That's a garbage hint though.
Yeah, not worth our time. Just a single arrow and a dumb hint. Also, interesting enough, that is not Ganon's tower. That is now Aghanim's tower.
Yeah, and Ganon is where Aghanim used to be. There's no barrier there, but you still need the 7 crystals to open it.
Ooh, Hitsuyan's betting on something being on the first Bong chest and Hookshot Cave.
I think it's smart to check it, like, regardless of if it's not. A hookshot here or leads to hookshot, like, it's such a quick check if you're in the area. Oh yeah, looks like everybody's kind of following suit here. That's one of the common things that catches out people who are new to Randomizer is you might not think that chest is in logic, but it can actually contain the hookshot because bonking is considered like canon, as in the game might expect you to have to do that to cross gaps. But who am I kidding? Chat already knew all this, right? Because it's all pros in chat right now.
I mean, really, chat's smarter than us. I don't know why we're here. They should be in here.
Yeah, we should just let them commentate.
Hitzian demonstrating that you can get on top of TR by crawling up the tail.
And interesting that neither of them opened up Turtle Rock.
Probably because they don't have the fire rod.
Yeah, I guess there's only one item they can clear from the front, but there's also that hint tile.
Unless that is the fire rod.
Oh, yep. Okay, I'm like, my eyes are glued on PKR, well, on all these runners, really, because they're taking very different routes around Death Mountain, and how you route Death Mountain in Inverted is not straightforward. So they're all deciding to do very different things. Because you need to drop down in order to get to Mimic Cave now, there's no mirror required, and you need to drop down to potentially 2 different entrances that you can mirror into Turtle Rock in. It can require you to climb up the east side of Death Mountain and drop down like 3 or 4 times. So how you decide to do that and which order can be really important.
Yeah, it's a whole mess. Burn finding a 3rd bottle, but besides that, not really getting anything for his trouble.
This is where all the good stuff is, though, right?
Usually, but turns out Hype Cave in this seed was actual Hype Cave. And I think Hitsion's going to have the biggest advantage here. If there's anything on the Ether tablets, he's the only one that can check it.
Oh, interesting. That could be really significant. Because you'd be hard pressed to have to come all the way back up around here just for the Ether tablet when you have so much of the world open to you right now.
So it's either going to be the hook shot or a single rupee. There's no in between.
Duke Firebird being the first one to go towards Hyrule Castle.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it still exists in inverted mode. Just a piece of heart. And Fire Rod in the secret passage chest near the uncle.
Well, well, well.
That is potentially pretty significant. So now, do you remember where the Cane of Samaria was?
It was in Skull Woods.
Okay, so if Duke Firebird routes that in before Death Mountain, which at this point, maybe they would because they've got the Fire Rod. If they do that, then that would set them up to be able to single dip Turtle Rock, which could be really nice. Although they're still missing the Ice Rod, although I can't imagine they're going to leave Kakariko for that much longer.
Yeah, that's a really dense chest area, so they'll probably see it here in a few seconds. Question from chat, is Inverter only open? Yes. There is no standard Inverter right now, and well, I don't imagine they'll...
It's kind of the equivalent of open, but one of the interesting things about Inverted is it actually is the same kind of game mode as open and standard because it describes where you start from. So it plays very similar to open. You don't have to do some dungeon at the start, but it actually replaces both of those game modes. So there's no such thing as like standard Inverted. That could never happen.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Unless the devs change it, and maybe you have to clear Ganon's Tower or something like that before you're allowed out into the world.
Chat also asking about that hint in the Tower of Hera. The spring ball is behind Ridley. I think that's just a reference to the combo miser.
Yeah, another one of those garbage hints. Burn the Witch doing a hammer Moldorum and gets a nice clean fight. Oh, so Duke Firebird did get the Ice Rod. So they did go to Kakariko, and looks like they're set up with everything but the Samaria that they would need to do Turtle Rock in one go.
And I would imagine he'll go to the Skull Woods before he heads up to Death Mountain.
Fingers crossed, because that would be sweet. He could just go, potentially, if it was a god TR, he could go mirror right into Laser Bridge and finish off Trinex just right away. So I think if you think about Key Sanity, right? Pod was the dungeon that really showed off what Key Sanity was all about because of how many keys there were, how many extra items you got, the different ways you might have to route that. I think that Turtle Rock is the like poster child of inverted mode because of how different it makes the gameplay.
Yeah, normally Turtle Rock is pretty much the same whether you're doing Go mode or you actually have to search it, but that's not the case in inverted mode.
So, question from chat: Fire Rod was in the secret passage chest near Uncle, which it's. I mean, there's 5 items in that area, so I doubt that it's going to take the runners too long to get over there. But it just really depends on how else this seed opens up, and the Burn the Witch getting caught by this like 50 million line long poem on these NPCs here. Literally worse than taking a death to an enemy. PKR going straight into Laser Bridge.
Ooh! That is a nice laser bridge.
Yeah, that is a nice item to find. And got the small key and the big key right away, but doesn't have the fire rod, so it looks like she's going to go back to the crystal roller room. And we'll see if she continues routing from there in reverse direction. One of the things she might be thinking is, if I find the fire rod back here, then as long as I don't exit the dungeon back to the overworld, I can simply mirror right back to Laser Bridge and then walk right up to Trinex. But she could also mirror out and then do another loop around Death Mountain to mirror into a different entrance if she wanted. Of course, we know she's not going to find the fire rod in here.
Burn, on the other hand, went through the front entrance, read the hints, and I didn't quite catch the first few lines, but it looked like it was just talking about the blacksmith.
So a special item or a bottle or something like that.
Chat's asking for a no mode. We're not. We still need the flippers for Swamp Palace and Ice Palace.
Oh my, is that all we're looking for right now?
Yeah, I think it's just flippers.
Wow. What a jet seed so far. So yeah, with all these crystals open, I guess there's not too many more open. Some of our runners don't have the book yet still, like Pinkity Rose and Burn the Witch, so Desert's not open to them. I'm just trying to theorize about how long it might take everybody else to catch up and get the fire rod. Hitzion definitely with the crystal advantage right now, but Duke Firebird, I would say, with the item advantage. It'll all just depend on how early they decide to route in Skull.
Yep, but one of my favorite things about Randomizer, it's not over till it's over. So far, it's looking like TR doesn't really have much to offer. Well, besides the hookshot, but... Ooh, Burn's gonna hope there's nothing in that big chest. PKR already had the big key from Laser Bridge, but Burn hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, it's not a hard thing to route back in after you do find the big key, especially if he decides to clear it from the front. So because of the entrance that Burn came in, they might decide to go, mirror back to where they were after checking this chest, then do Crystal Roll Room and Laser Bridge. In which case, once they find the big key, they can just mirror right back to the big chest. Turtle Rock really messes with your mind in this game mode. Hitzion has the flippers.
Oh!
So Mire Shed, I guess I missed the Mire check. I was looking at a different screen. So we are in no mode. Huh, interesting.
And while they're not required, it'll make a significant difference if one of our restreamers can find the silvers. PKR checked the rest of the hookshot cave. Nothing.
I didn't see where, but Duke Firebird did get the silvers.
Oh shoot, I missed that.
This is all about like catching up to what other runners have, the routing they do through that, and then just pure execution to get through and go mode, hopefully, some of these dungeons.
You know what just occurred to me, Kern?
What?
We're not gonna get a Hyrule National Anthem.
Oh no! Even if we find the flute, like, why would you take the time to activate it at this point?
Oh, how tragic. We gotta start over. New seed.
So what you mean to say is that we don't have the opportunity to accidentally talk over it in the middle of the Hyrule National Anthem playing?
Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Hitsion grabbing the super bomb in inverted mode. Good thing to know that you absolutely need the mirror to return the super bomb to the pyramid. There's just no other way that you can get this super bomb back into the dark world. And believe me, I have tried. I've tried to come up with new glitches to make it possible. It is not possible, as far as we know.
So really, when Duke goes to Skull Woods, that'll probably be his last thing he does before Death Mountain. And then he'll find the hookshot, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so they could be in God mode TR, which would be they go to Laser Bridge, they get the big key, a small key, and the hookshot. They're suddenly in Go mode, they can go straight to Trinex and just skip the rest of the dungeon. But this all hinges on them doing Skullwoods first, which they're heading in that direction, so fingers crossed.
It's spicy. Meanwhile, Hitsun finding the fire rod.
So Hitsion decided not to go into Turtle Rock?
Uh-oh.
Or did I? No, did I miss that?
I cannot recall.
This is just so much to try to keep up with. Shout outs again to our trackers for making this a lot easier for us. Itsudemu and Draco Falcone. Because 4 screens, crazy game mode, you know, a jillion % routing divergence. This is hard. So Hitsion also needs to go Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. Also would be ideal if you went Skullwoods first.
Yep, PKR needs to go to the Meyer shed.
And same with Burn, although Burn also needs to go to that Fire Rod location near the Uncle. Hookshot was on Laser Bridge.
But it occurs to me, PKR also has to go to the Checkerboard Cave, which isn't that far from the Meyer shed.
Yeah, same with Burn as well. So it looks like actually Burn's heading there right now.
Yeah, this is a big pain in the butt when you have to walk everywhere. Anytime you have to do inverted, you really hope you get boots early.
Which most of these runners did. That's gotta feel bad for Duke Firebird. But Duke Firebird is in a position to potentially win of our restreamed runners, despite getting boots like 30 minutes into the seed when it was available within a minute. Which would be an awesome upset to see. Not that I am playing favorites or anything.
I'm sensing some commentators' curses coming up.
I'm just saying. Upsets is our business, right?
Yes, it
silvers
is.
were in the Zelda cell, apparently. PKR just got them.
Oof, that's out of the way, but three of our 4 runners have already gone there. Alright, Burn, you're so close. You can do it, man. Oh, is he... He's going for... Maybe? I don't know. He's gonna do the...
He's gonna do.
Oh, he's going for it! No, okay, never mind. Maybe later.
Decided to do. I think it's smart. You're gonna do Desert Palace first. It's a crystal. You got to do it anyway. Before you go, check Mire Shed.
And he might mirror as soon as he pops out on the left side. Hetzian gonna go pay off King Zora. Do you think he's gonna grab the red mail wise here?
I would be surprised with 14 hearts in blue mail.
And I think they also have a blue goo and a red goo.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of safeties, and the cape, and tempered,
and half magic.
This has been a really kind inverted seed. This is okay, folks. If you'd like to try this game mode, I just want to put out a public service announcement. But this is not at all emblematic of what inverted's like. Like sometimes this happens, you get an absolute jet seed because that's a real possibility in inverted. But that happens in maybe like 10%. The other 90% are like you're taking tons of deaths. You have to get through those Lionels on Dark Death Mountain with only 3 hearts, which can be a real challenge. You have to do Hammer Blind, like all this crazy stuff. So just public service announcement, don't expect your first inverted seed to go like this if you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it's actually amazing that we're not even an hour in and we're on the cusp of go mode. Alright, chat, get hype. No, sorry, that's not a pad check. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, this is a moth check. Oh no, PKR forgetting key.
Oh no!
It's funny because like it's part of your muscle memory of going to Skullwoods that you need to pick up that key in that pod on your way if you don't have one already. But in inverted mode, you might not even walk through that room, so there's no opportunity for your muscle memory to kick in. There we go. She got bailed out by that key.
Hitsian has grabbed his fire rod, so he... Oh, sorry. Wait. Does he have the Cane of Samaria?
It's in Skullwoods. I think it's in the mummy chest.
I thought it was in this. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I thought it was in the front chest for some reason.
I have no idea. It's in one of the chat said it was in one of these chests.
Yeah, I think it is in the Giddo chest.
Oh, he already got it.
He already got it. Okay. I'm a liar. So, what's he looking for?
Super fast moth fight from PKR. He's still looking for hookshot, I believe. He didn't do Turtle Rock.
Oh, yep.
So, yeah, all of our runners missing like 1 item each. PKR needs to go to Mire Shed and Checkerboard. Burn the Witch needs to go to Mire Shed and Secret Passage near the Uncle. Itzion needs to go to Turtle Rock, and Duke Firebird needs to go to Turtle Rock and Skullwoods.
For Rame kindly reminding us that the King of Samaria was in the compass chest.
Oh yeah, I totally know which chest that is.
Thank you so much. That's how I am on the spoiler log races on Sunday. I have no idea which chests are which.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know what the ambush chest was in Easttown was from having to look that up.
I did not know you could wrap around the house like that. I don't
Well,
think
normally, yeah, non-inverted mode, there's a line of bushes there, and you do see that. It's a fast way to get into the library. If you have the boots, you can cut through those bushes. But in inverted mode, they had to remove the bushes in order to prevent bonking, or you could even be trapped, actually, and force save and quit with the smith otherwise.
Speaking of being trapped, I think it was Blaine who found it. I don't think we've actually discovered what caused it exactly, but you can somehow break and soft lock Desert Palace and cause it to flood with water and glitch out horribly.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was hysterical when it happened, but we don't know what happened there.
So folks asking how you open up King's Tomb like that without bonking into the grave. The simple thing is you just sword charge and you dash and then push up against the grave. And you don't need to bonk. It'll register as a bonk and it'll open up more quickly. The trick is you want to make sure you're sword charging like to the left and then you dash up. Oh, I missed it. We missed the pet hype. What was it? Duke Firebird just checked it. And looks like he's reverse clearing Skullwoods. Maybe going in just first for the key. Hopefully he doesn't skip out on the other chests to find that cane. Oh no, he's going back. Okay. Hitzion now opening up Turtle Rock. It's going to be in go mode here in just a second, but looks like he's going front door first. This makes sense. This is a really clever idea because this is the most irritating chest to get, this first chest, by reverse clearing Turtle Rock. But looks like he changed his mind and decided, nope, I'm going to go do maybe Laser Bridge first, which is good because that's the God TR.
We want to see the God TR. It never, ever happens because normally it can happen.
Yeah, Pink Kitty Rose very close to her go mode. She's going to pick up this book here in Checkerboard, probably like other runners going to clear DP first before doing Mire Shed, but that's not going to lose her any time, you know, other than maybe having to get the couple of items in Desert that she could have ignored before. Here we go, the God TR.
Small key, one more.
Oh, that must feel so nice.
I have to wonder what that feels like. That's got to feel so good.
We're going to have to ask Hitzion about that. So Burn the Witch decided to go into Swamp Palace. Makes sense, it's a crystal. I would probably do the same thing over going back up to Hyrule Castle. But the thing is going to be, is he going to go left side Swamp? Because that could be a huge time loss. Otherwise, being in Swamp before getting their Fire Rod and Uncle is not that big of a time loss, since most of these chests are like on the way. Personally, I'm a huge fan of skipping left side Swamp, even when I shouldn't. But I understand that most people aren't as dumb as me.
Yeah, I think it was, I want to say it was Christos Owen who said he's seen more races lost by skipping left side than won by skipping it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Nice fight against Trinex there from Hitzion, who's totally in go mode now. Just needs to go mode Swamp Palace, and then he'll be heading up to the pig. I would say he's got a commanding lead at this point. I think it was pretty significant that he didn't have to full clear Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that always feels good when you get to skip those really long dungeons.
All right, so Duke just about to finish off Moth here. Crystal-wise, Tower of Hera and Turtle Rock are both dungeons he can full clear that aren't finished yet. So he's still looking for his hookshot, and I would guess he's going to go straight up to Death Mountain. So he's not going to be far behind here. Pink Kitty Rose about to get her flippers, hopefully, in Mire Shed if she mirrors over. And then but Burn the Witch, I think, is in the most unfortunate position because it's really hard to decide to go back to Hyrule Castle for 5 item locations up there when you have so much open to you otherwise.
Yeah, I don't. In his shoes, I don't know where I would go next. Like there's too many choices. It's kind of like just throwing a dart at the dartboard, hoping it lands something more good.
Yeah, which can be a real theme in inverted mode for sure, because of the inverse nature of it, wherein the game world is very locked at the start, and then it opens up right at the end. It can really become kind of a crapshoot to, like, you know, who just makes the right choice at the end. Although you are seeing lots of really skillful like deduction, and I'm going to prioritize crystal dungeons. Burn the Witch is just really in unfortunate position of his go mode item happens to not be anywhere near a crystal dungeon.
Meanwhile, Hitzian just got in a Swamp Palace, and he's gonna get to do the super quick Swamp Palace.
Let's see if Burn the Witch goes back in. I wasn't counting items in Swamp Palace, so I don't know how many are left potentially, but this would be tragic if he went back in for left side.
Oh no.
It could be the hint tile. I don't know if he checked the hint tile. Oh, he's debating it.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh man. Whew.
That's a stressful decision because
Yeah.
you don't. If it wasn't there, you do not want to have to come back.
I've seen Burn the Witch do that a few times in this race so far, where he's like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I will. And normally, you know, you lose a lot of time by being indecisive, but really the important thing is to have made the right decision. And in this case, he did. He happened to make the right decision by avoiding left side swamp. Duke Firebird trying to dash with the old man. That's right, this is his first trip up Death Mountain. He didn't have to do anything on Death Mountain. Oh, looks like he's confused about where to return the old man. This might be his first inverted seed, which is, if that's true, he has really demolished this.
Yeah, seriously, wow. We'll have to ask him. And PKR is just about to find the flippers. And 1 hour, 7 minutes, 53 seconds. PKR is in go mode.
So we've got 2 go mode runners. Hitzion is just about to finish his 7th crystal. PKR still has 2 to do, although they're very fast to do in go mode. She's already got the big key, small key. She can just drop into Turtle Rock. Swamp Palace is very fast. Duke Firebird now ascending the mountain. Now he could decide to full clear all of this, and from an item density perspective, stuff like Paradox Cave, a lot more valuable, you know, than going right into Turtle Rock. On the other hand, Turtle Rock is a crystal dungeon, so oh, he doesn't have the hook shot, but he's thinking about trying to cross this way. I think he's trying to figure out, how do I get over to the east side of Light World, Death Mountain, and Inverted? If this is his first seed, that would make sense that he's confused by that.
Now, just a moment. I'm seeing some numbers in chat. What's this about, Kern?
This is chat trying to guess my age, and currently they're way off.
Oh, come on, chat. You can do better than that.
This is the Big Key guessing game, so it's a game we like to play. I don't think we have a bot for these dailies, but just for fun, trying to guess the location of the Big Key in Ganon's Tower. You can guess 1 through 22, and get your guesses in now, because Hitzion's just about to enter Ganon's Tower.
Now, I haven't thought about this before, but doing Swamp last is the optimal finisher for your routes. Normally it's TR, but that was good routing for Hitzion.
Yeah, it really paid off. Burn the Witch getting the red mail. Let's see where they go. Hopefully to Link's house. Go back to Hyrule Castle. We know that's where they should be. Yeah, it looks like Duke Firebird is doing some checks up here on Death Mountain, so might not go straight into Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, Pinky Rose, you blink and you miss it. I didn't even see her enter the dungeon. And she's already on phase 2 of Trinex.
That's the power of this inverted jump into Mimic Cave area.
Alright, Hitzion going right side.
About to check 3, 4, 5, and 6.
We'll see if he continues on to Ice Armos for a full right.
I always like seeing that route.
But no.
Not today.
Yeah, I think one of the deterrents, honestly, is just like how much of a pain in the butt that next Firebar room is. But also, I do believe it is statistically going to pay off more to do that kind of half right than a full right.
Math, probability, and randomizer?
Well, let me tell you, Forgotten Toupee, I have simulated literally 25,000 different seeds with different routing strats. And this is no joke. I actually did that.
Today I learned Kern was a math magician.
A giant nerd.
Yes, that's what I said. Alright, so we're up to, what was that? 8, 9, 10, 11?
10th? Oh yeah, 11, right, because of the torch, yeah.
Now, I don't want to curse anybody, but hypothetically, if we want this race to be a little closer, I don't see this happening, but the only way this will be closer is if Hitzion dies at Aghanim.
Which, yeah, with Blue Mail, a jillion hearts, something awful would have to happen. And a bunch of safeties, too. And another one he just found.
Yeah, he's probably safe. This is his race to win, or this is his race to lose at this point.
So about to see item location 14, if I'm counting correctly.
I think that's right. Ooh, I lost track.
Okay, I think that's 17 checks so far. I don't know.
That's correct. That was number 17.
Are we gonna see a tile room, Big Key? After this super
number
jet seed?
22. I mean, it has to happen. This seed has been way, way, way too nice.
Just saying, if it is tile room, I think I will have been the closest guesser with a guess of 24. Depending on if you round up or down.
I think you are.
Oh, there's the flute. Oh my god.
Quick, hits in. We need a national anthem.
It's tile room.
Chat makes a declaration that these are price or right rules. You can't go for number 22.
Well, in my privileged position of commentator, I'm just gonna say it's a tie. So congratulations to Tattered Heart with a guess of 20 and Kern with a guess of 24.
These aren't real internet points. These are imaginary internet points. There's no bot, so you get some love and affection today.
It does give you the best of luck on your very next randomizer seed, though, if you get the big key guessing game right. So that's pretty valuable, especially if you're participating in the tournament qualifiers.
You know what? That sounds a little broken. I think the devs need to nerf that.
Hey, I don't mind.
All right, PKR is coming, and if I have never seen this before, but if PKR checks Tower Room first, if she's feeling behind, she could potentially bring it back. But I don't think I've ever seen her or anybody check Tower Room first.
Yeah, it's a very rare check. In my simulations, let me just tell you, it is very poor check. The reason why people do it is if they feel behind. It has it's high risk, high reward, so you could get way ahead because of it. Although in what I've simulated, it's actually much smarter to go for the Tower Room if the first two chests you check on the right side, called the Hope chests, don't have a small key. In the case that they don't have a small key, and then that means you can either find the small key or the big key in the Tower Room, and that will give you exclusive access to the right side that nobody will have unless they're doing Dark Magician or the Tower Room gamble. So in that case, it is a very different kind of gamble, and it is much more likely to pay off and is much higher reward.
Yeah,
so you learned something.
Yeah, I did learn something. And PKR is not feeling very pressured right now because we only just had our first place finisher to Zero Rush, who finished first place with a 1:16.20.
GG to Zero Rush. 1:16, that is insane, especially for inverted mode.
I mean, that's a great run on standard or open, and inverted mode, that's like, I don't even know what that is. That might be a record. I don't know what the best inverted run has been. Hitsuyan kind of close. Only had a half a heart left. That could have gone really poorly for him.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh man, that menu hurts me. It is 100% filled out. And despite that, he's still gonna do a sub 130.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Duke Firebird now doing the Tower Room. So unfortunate. His go mode is so close by. Of course, he doesn't know that. And it would suck, frankly, if Hookshot was here and he left it. So I understand why. It's just so sad. Oh, Burn the Witch, returning the Super Bomb, and that'll put them right in front of Hyrule Castle to check the Uncle.
So he's about to enter go mode as well. Unfortunately, he still has both Skullwood, Swamp, and TR to do.
Yeah, both of them will be pretty fast dungeons to finish. So, I mean, looks like Duke Firebird is full clearing Death Mountain here. So depending on if Burn the Witch does go right into that Secret Passage chest, this may be a very close game between the two of them.
And we always want that, so go Burn, or go Duke, go!
Yeah, after all this divergence, to see this be a close game between the two of them would be really awesome.
I love it. That's what I live for in Randomizer. That guard, those bombs, just pushing him away from his fire rod. We have our second place finisher. We have Keong92 with a 1:19.07. GG.
Yeah, that's a great time. GG, Keong.
And then Bonta as well for third place, 1:19.44.
So Duke Firebird deciding to go into the big chest door of Turtle Rock. Well, it looks like he's abandoning ship right away. Maybe he meant to do laser bridge.
Oh no! It's so close!
Or maybe he just was thinking that he couldn't get to this chest from the big chest. You actually could if you just went straight through the door to your north. And if you happen to not have the hookshot or the cane, which he does have the cane, but if you happen not to, there's a little bonk skip you can do there as well. If you happen to have gone in that door. But it's never required in inverted. You can always just walk over to the door with the 5 laser beams like he did. Pink Kitty Rose now discovering that tile chest indeed holds the prize. So chat asking, how can Mirror Shield be in logic where it was found? The laser bridge doesn't require Mirror Shield necessarily. It could be Cane of Verna or the Cape also. Logically. Of course, you can skip that with laser skips as well.
And can I say how amused I am by the whole being in Hyrule Castle and not the pyramid?
Oh, it is so nice. One of the best parts of inverted mode is if you've defeated Aga 1, once you've defeated your 7th crystal and you're in the light world, you can simply save and quit, and it'll put you right in front of Ganon's tower, which is so nice. And then you just walk right down into the hole. It's beautiful.
Hits the end doing my personal favorite strat, the half magic cape strats.
Yep, nice and easy 2-in-1 here.
So, barring a Ganonfall, Hits the End will be our first restream runner to finish. We can only hope. Burn getting trolled by the bunny beam.
Oh my god, so close to getting it, that freaked me out.
He wants it, it's close.
Alright, Hitsuyan. As long as he doesn't take a fall here, he's going to be the first of our restream runners.
One job left, you can do it, buddy!
Nice. Get your GGs in chat for Hitsuyan, finishing 7th place with an SRL time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Yeah, GG to Hitsuyan, that was a great run. We'll see if we can get him in here for an interview. And side note, I'm only just now seeing that the runners do have the blue meringue from Mafula.
Rip. See, that's what makes blue meringue the best meringue, is because it's there for you. Versus like red meringue, you need to go out of your way. All right, Duke Firebird now doing front side of Turtle Rock. So it looks like doing everything but Laser Bridge. May not know that you can just jump right down to Laser Bridge. Hopefully they do know that. If this is their first inverted seed, that would be the kind of thing you might not know. That drop down is not commonly used. You can use that drop down. It does have some uses in non-inverted game modes, but it really shines in inverted.
And we're joined here by our first finisher. We have Hitsuyan, GG.
Thank you, GG.
So how'd you like that Turtle Rock?
Turtle Rock was amazing.
Can you describe what it was like? What the feeling was like?
Yeah, on the first trip I wanted to go the normal way, but I was thinking about if I found hookshot and the big key there, it's what better.
And the small key. You'd have to get that too if you did.
It was the full package.
That's right.
And the first T-Rock. Yeah, maybe I checked too much overworld because I found the mirror very early.
I think that you checked. I mean, of our restreamed runners, most people did check a lot of those locations, and you just got to do it more efficiently because you had the mirror. But yeah, it's that's a tough part, right? Of inverted mode is the game opens up to you so much in the late game. But all things considering, I mean, the fact that TR was one of the last dungeons for you to do, and that was your go mode, and you got to do the God TR, I think that really helped for sure.
Yeah, it was a very easy speed, I think. The first items was instant grind for the normal world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to tell chat that, like, you know, public service announcement, this is not indicative of most inverted seeds. It's usually much more tough, much more closed than this was. But you had, like, you know, a billion hearts and a bunch of safeties, and the world was totally open to you.
Yeah, so, at the start I was struggling with the finding bombs.
So you're in the qualifiers races for the fall tournament, correct?
Yeah.
What do you think of Inverted? Is it a game mode that you would pick?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but versus Good Runner, I don't pick this mode. I think at the start you can. It's required that you can clear Thieves Storm with 3 hearts or something. That is very hard.
Yeah. It can be very difficult.
But it's funny. New modes, always fun.
Yeah, for sure. PKR on her Ganon fight. I didn't see, was that a 1-on-1? It looked like it.
Yeah, she did it really, really quick. Blink and you miss it.
Yeah, I think from where Ganon was, I didn't see the front part, but I think that must have been a 1 cycle phase 1, 1 cycle phase 2.
My stream, is it frozen for you too? I don't want
to... yeah, it might just take a sec to catch up here. But meanwhile, we can adore the Trinex and the Ganon on our screen.
Fun fact, do you know why Trinex is named Trinex?
I don't want to ruin the joke for you. No, why is Trinex named Trinex?
He has 3 necks.
Whoa.
All right. Meanwhile, PKR has finished 10th place for 127.32 while the stream froze. So GG to PKR. We'll see if we can pull her in for an interview.
We can ask her how the last 2 phases of her fight went too.
Presumably they went really well, but we'll find out together.
Considering she finished 40 seconds after we last saw her. So while we're waiting for that or something to happen, I'm just going to theorize here a little bit. So last time on Link to the Past Randomizer Speed Gaming Channel 3, Duke Firebird was fighting Trinex, and Burn the Witch was heading towards, looks like he's heading towards Ganon's Tower already. So this is going to be a potentially very close race between the two of them. Duke Firebird still needing to finish off Swamp Palace.
And joined by our second restreamer, here is PKR. GG.
It's always going to be that one item that decides to place itself as obnoxiously as possible.
Yeah, right.
Today's was the book. Yay.
A book and then the flippers that were Mire Shed, yeah. But because you didn't have the book, then you were disincentivized to going to Desert Palace.
Yup. The worst place you can wind up is right beside Desert. And I wound up right beside Desert. At least I didn't do literally everything before getting over there. Almost, though. Almost.
Well, I think a lot of people ended up doing, we were just talking about this, a lot of people ended up doing Overworld. It's kind of hard not to when a seat opens up so fully to you. So I think in that regard, you didn't lose much time. I think the biggest bummer, of course, was that it was possible to get the God TR and not have to clear out the rest of the dungeon. And same with Death Mountain.
And not do House of Darkness, and like...
Oh, yeah, right.
There was a lot of potential time save. I'm not surprised to see a sub 120, because I expected it when I realized where the last couple of items were. It's just like, oh, people will start from Laser Bridge, get the hook shots, fall key, big key, you're just done. Go up, finish off Tower of Hero while you're at it. And it's just like, well, that's that then.
Yeah.
I was very happy about this.
Yeah. Hitzion got to do the God TR and went on Laser Bridge, found the small key, the big key, and the hook shot.
It's okay.
And skipped full but
I don't get to skip anything, because for some reason one item always ends up in the last place I look. And that's been the story of every seed I've run for the past 3 weeks, pretty much.
Speaking of, how do you feel about the Tyler room big key?
I mean, I was thinking about doing it because of how badly everything else went, but then I kind of chickened out and I should have done it. Would have gotten me like 2 more positions? Probably not better than that, though.
Yeah, it would have been super close, because when you finished, when you were walking up to Hyrule Castle, I think Hitzion had just barely started his gauntlet.
Yeah, like, you would have gotten me 8th, not 7th, though, because time's not going to make up 5 minutes. The entire basement doesn't even take 5 minutes.
So, what are your thoughts on inverted mode so far?
It's interesting. I do like the early game, unlike some people I know. Death Mountain's kind of a huge pain, though. Like, I had heard whispers at one point of them possibly, I know it's probably because the code's completely ancient and bonkers, but a flute spot on top of Total Rock would just fix so much of the troubles related to Death Mountain, although the flute ends up in GT every single game, so why would that help?
Are you talking about in terms of getting past the Lionels?
No, I'm talking about in terms of if you ever had to go up there more than once.
Oh, the time that it takes to climb and get back over there.
Yeah, you think regular Death Mountain's bad. Inverted Death Mountain's even worse, especially if you had to get to the western side of Death Mountain. It's just like, it's really slow having to climb up all the stairs, run across the bridge, climb up the back to a rock, warp, run back to the left after hitting the air pegs. It's like solid minute and a half just to get back to the top of Death Mountain. But other than that, it's like, I like having access to the Dark World dungeons nice and early. Even if it does have me doing things like, 3 hard screen, Thieves Town. I've done that enough times in Entrance that it's really not really a problem.
Yeah, I like that too. Like, I like the challenge aspect of it. But then you have you either have really super challenging seeds in the early game, or you have a seed like this, which opens up very, very early, and it really becomes really volatile in a way, because it just really depends on the order you happen to have checked things. And there's definitely a lot of skill in routing and in calculated risk-taking that we saw on display here, but it does feel really volatile, and like anything could happen, and it could be anybody's game.
It's the funny thing of, there's so many awkward places to get to that you add in, essentially you've added more catfishes to the map.
Yeah, right.
You really don't want to go unless you have ideal item conditions, but there will almost always be one of those items there just to kick you in the face.
Yeah, this case, Checkerboard Book was definitely one of those.
I've had so many times where I needed something and it was just sitting in Checkerboard Cave, but I never had any reason to go to Desert because something in Checkerboard Cave either was the book or lost the book. This is like the 3rd inverted seed in a row where that was a thing. Last time it was the bow. Yeah. I guess I should just try skipping Ice Cave more often and going over to the left to do those 2 instead, because they seem to more frequently have value. It's a weird thing. It's just, it happens a lot. I think going over towards the desert area with either the mirror or the book, like something, so you can get something out of it would be good. Or even just having the flute in midst or something to speed up the process, or to make it a little more efficient. I don't know.
Yeah, flute would help route that in a lot earlier for sure. Especially because you guys had the Titans in it, so you could have gotten to the light world and done everything.
Yeah. Ah, the joys of finding every single menu item, by the way.
Burn the Witch going back in for tile. I didn't see if they did left side GT first. They must have done Rando Rush and then done right side to Ice Armos. Or they could just be taking a big gamble here and going for tile room. Going for the cape glitch, where they pop the cape on and then hold against the wall to make it so it doesn't take magic. But I think in the process of trying to pick up that fairy, they let go of the wall, and now they don't have any magic. So now he has to get good and dodge some tiles.
Yeah, poor Burn got caught in that fire roller on that bridge for quite a while.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, one of the reasons I think you don't see more full rights is just because of how much people hate that double firebar room. Burn not happy with that. Although with one small key, I think he didn't do Rando Rush. I don't think he went left side. Looks like he's going for a death heal. But he must have gone full right and then tile room. So in fact, of our restream runners, he probably cleared the basement the quickest. I don't know, maybe not with that. Troubles in the double firebar room. I'm not sure.
And Duke is right behind him. He is checking left side currently in the randomizer room. You can't see it over here, but he's right behind him.
Yes, and speaking of which, if you like what you saw here, and how could you not, you should follow all these runners. They've done a really wonderful job, and maybe even pop open Duke Firebird's stream on the side here so we can watch what's happening.
Oh no, Burton doesn't have tempered or silvers.
And just ran out of arrows. No.
Oh no!
There's one pot here, but sometimes... Okay. Sometimes you hit the sprite limit and there's no arrows under it. Oh no.
Oh no, if he misses a single time. Oh no!
This is a terrible place to run out of arrows. He's got the shovel, so he could dig up arrows here, but...
Nope, there's no dirt.
Oh no! That's right. That's right, that we're in the Hyrule Castle area. Looking for some tree poles, maybe. Oh, that's really rough. We've all been there.
And, God, where does he go? No flute for Kakariko. God, I don't know how to fix this.
I think you can buy arrows in this shop here, can't you? I think that's where he's going.
Oh, no, you get a refill when you buy them from the ferry. Okay, okay.
Oh, that's very smart. I was like, did he remember those 10 arrows on the Hylia Island? My god.
What a pro.
Oh, that is really cool. I never would have thought of that.
I'm gonna duck up for now. If you guys have fun.
Alright, GG.
Well, good game.
Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll be able to actually not do literally everything in the game before go mode. Woo! It's been a problem. Hi.
So Duke Firebird, who I'm watching his stream on the side, he's now waiting in Tau Room to get his big key, but I still think that this is Vern's game because they just get to run right back to Ganon. Although Master Sword Ganon fight. Well, actually, no, wait a minute. He's got to go climb the gauntlet. I was thinking he had finished the gauntlet already. So they're very neck and neck right now.
Yeah, but the Duke has the advantage with silvers and tempered sword. So even if Burn just kills the gauntlet, it's not gonna be poor guy. Yeah, it's not gonna be quite enough.
Yeah, that weapon difference makes a huge difference. I think even if Burn hadn't run out of arrows, it would have been a big challenge to still beat Duke. You have to have a really, really solid Master Sword Silverless fight in order to not lose a bunch of time to a silver tempered sword fight.
Yeah, and even the difference between Master Sword and Tempered Gauntlet is pretty significant.
Yeah. It is possible to do Ganon just about as quick with the Master Sword as the Tempered for the first 2 phases, but especially Silverless, the final phase requires 24 Silverless spins. And because Burn the Witch's Go mode was in the secret passage chest near the Uncle, he never had to go down to Zelda's cell where the silvers were.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate go mode location for him because so close to the silvers, and then I guess he never made it over to the racing game.
Yeah, one of the sword spots.
Because I believe it was he got the one from Kakariko definitely, and he has red mail, so he got the one from Mini Moldorm. So it must have been racing game he skipped.
Oh yeah, Dig Game, yeah, because Race Game had bow.
Oh, Dig Game, sorry, yes.
I confuse those all the time too.
In the parallel universe.
Dig, Race, what's the difference?
Alright, Duke right about to go into lane mode 2, and then he'll get the Wizard of Rooms.
I feel like we're old-timey radio announcers, you know, not that people don't still do that, who are like are announcing a baseball game and describing just, you know, purely through verbalization all the things that they're seeing. Although you could easily pull up Duke Firebird's race on the side, and you should, because this is pretty tight. Duke Firebird with a commanding lead in the gauntlet, and of course Burn the Witch still having to do a Master Sword Ganon fight, but exciting nonetheless.
Now, I will say, if Duke gets by some weird fluke, if he dies on Aghanim, then this will be an absolutely close race. That's what it's going to take to bring Burn forward.
Yeah, I mean, and again, not likely 17 Hearts, Blue Mail, but it has happened before. Not necessarily to Duke, I don't know if it's happened to Duke, but it's happened to me and other people. That a death on Agatu has occurred.
Oh man, not enough magic to do Fire Rod in line though.
Opting for Master Sword spins.
Yeah, even though he doesn't have the Tempered Sword, he's doing this gauntlet really well. He is not going to be stopped by not having a just the second progression.
I wonder if he'll be tempted to go grab the silvers once he gets the Ganon hint.
Because that hint will just say, "Did you find it in the Dark World?"
It's in the escape chest, so I think it'll say, or in the Zelda cell, so I think it'll say, "Did you find the light arrows in Hyrule Castle?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. I guess it really depends if he gets it on his first try or not. If he dies, I can see him doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, once you've made it to that point in the Ganon fight, it's probably not time efficient to then go away and get the silvers. But if you fell, then that would be a great time to go grab it.
Yeah, he's hoping for silvers in these last 4 chests. Fortunately, not going to be the case.
Yeah, amazing. Like, I can't believe that Burn is just a couple rooms behind Duke, despite having, you know, Master Sword right now. I think he might even caught up a couple of rooms. I'm not sure.
Oh, that Troll Dorm. Can't ever play nice. One more spin, and there it is.
All right, here we go. 1 roasted pig coming up for Duke. And 3 creepy wizards for Burn. Ooh, just missing out on the 1 cycle phase 1 for Duke.
Yep, burns up to 2 not blue balls on 3 hits on Aghanim. One more.
Here we go. Agatu is down as Duke enters phase 3 of his Ganon fight. If the roles were reversed, and if it were Duke with Master Sword and Silverless and Burn with Tempered Silvers, this might be a very different game. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Duke should be fine now. Barring a Ganon fall or something tragic like that.
Now, hypothetically, since you're fond of these simulations, if one of them had Tempered and the other one had Silvers, what would kind of be the expected turnout for that be?
Like in terms of time difference?
Yeah.
To be honest, I am not sure. So it looks like we can't see Duke Firebird finishing, but if you had his stream pulled up on the side, you would see that he has finished in 20th place with a time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, 7 seconds.
Oh, that was really, really close, though. I thought he fell off just now.
Oh, it looks like we're going to get a replay of that.
No, it was on the race streamer. He almost fell off. So that's already passed.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, GG to Duke Fiber with a 147.05. Let's see if we can grab it for an interview.
Burn the Witch on their Master Sword Silverless. I don't think they have any safeties. They might have a fairy. They do have a bug net. Yeah, okay. That's really nice.
Yeah, and I imagine he has the blue goo from GT as well. Alright, joined by our third restreamer. Here is Duke Firebird. GG.
Oh, thank you.
Very well done.
That was actually a very fun inverted.
Yeah, because normally they're like hit your head against the wall, right?
Yeah, hit your head against the wall, go fight Aga, go climb. And it's like, oh hey, we didn't have to do that this time.
Yeah, although you got a little trolled by that Boots location.
Yeah, the moment I got that hint, I just kind of went, really?
Yeah. So it must have been a conscious choice to not go check Stumpkey right away. Were you waiting to route that in with the dig game?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for that to happen, especially with all the stuff coming from the Village of Outcasts and all that.
Yeah, the seed really opened up fast, and so like it really disincentivized you coming back there for any reason. But luckily you went into pod and you didn't really get anything there but that hint, which it's nice you got that hint.
Yeah, I also kind of goofed. I forgot to check my map in Dark World, and I go into pod, and I'm like, oh, that's a pendant. Oh, I never checked my things. Oops.
Yeah, well, the way that you routed and executed the rest of the seed, you were doing really well. In fact, you were 1 item away from go mode heading up to Death Mountain, and like if you had theoretically gone to Laser Bridge right away, you would have been pretty neck and neck with the other restreamed runners as well. But then you got sucked into a full clear of Death Mountain, which then takes a bunch of time. So I have to ask about that too, because it looked like that there was like some, oh man, how do I get over to the east side again? Have you played is inverted like a mode that you've played a lot?
I played a few inverted. Yeah, it's just that one time. It's like, oh wait, I can go to the east side. No, I don't, because I forgot I didn't have the hook shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's ultimately what it was, because I was missing the hook shot and the cane of Samaria for the longest time, and I picked up the cane. And I don't know why I thought all of a sudden it's like, wait, I can go to the right side. No, I can't. I have to do it the long way.
Yeah, right. You're like, one of the 2 items that I was supposed to pick up is supposed to let me do that. Burn the Witch with 1 heart, doing this Master Sword Silverless Ganon fight.
Oh no, you talked about it. Oh,
no,
Kern.
You did. No, you're fired. No, don't do that. No.
Okay, to be fair, he didn't die, but he fell off.
I think that happened the last time we calmed together, didn't it? FT?
Yeah, that was I cursed a ram. I'm dying on Agam too. We have a bad history for this, but he is gonna take this opportunity to grab the silver arrows.
This is what we theorized about. Yeah, this is going to make the fight a lot easier. You're still going to have to do that Master Sword Phase 1 and 2 again, but compared to Master Sword Silverless, that fight is a lot more manageable.
Yeah, he's probably really thankful that he did. He also took the time to grab the red mail off Zora Ledge, so he probably feels really good about that.
So, any thoughts on inverted mode so far?
Oh, I love it. Although I kind of like the fact that we got a duplicate hint again. Those are always fun.
A duplicate what?
I think we had a duplicate hint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 items that were held by nice people. So I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, and to be fair, there was the 2 NPCs had items.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So yeah, be aware, people. Duplicate hints can occur. We actually had that happen in the qualifier too. That was fun.
Yeah, and then there's the outdated hints or the obvious hints. Like, you check a hint tile and it's like, these things are on left side of swamp, and you're already done left side swamp.
Yeah, those ones are always fun. Yeah, but I mean, I am glad I got that boots hint, and I was like, well, hey, I got the shovel now, so I can at least route it in with that and take care of all that. So.
Yeah, thankfully, a lot of people ended up going into pod as well. So, and I think that even of our not restreamed runners, I would be surprised if other folks didn't go into pod too with how the seed was opening up.
Oh yeah, I would go into pod. You had full clearability, 1 hint, and 5 items.
Yeah,
Why not?
Okay, Burn the Witch going back for some safeties, and I fully support this decision. If you fall on Ganon once, especially if you're trying to go back with him with low health and magic, I think it's a good idea to take some time to get some safeties.
Yeah, and if you have the tempered, maybe you might risk it, but with only a Master Sword, it's going to be a long, long fight. So Duke Firebird. So we talked a little bit about inverted. Are there any changes you would like to see made, or anything you would do to optimize it a little bit?
That is a very good question. Let me think about that for a moment.
All right, now Burn the Witch equipped with 17.5 hearts, blue mail.
He has red
and
mail.
Some safeties. Oh yeah, right, red mail. Excuse me.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I'm thinking about this. I really, at this point right now, I can't think of anything to optimize. I know there's a few things I can probably, if I really thought about, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. But
Okay.
I mean, it did take them a while to make this work. So, props to the dev team for getting this to work.
Yeah, I know VTorp was working hard on this, and he was doing a lot of showcases on his stream.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this at SGDQ, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I like this.
And it's only like 2 weeks old, so there can always be improvements made. There's plenty of time for that.
Oh, yeah. Someone will find a bug very quickly.
Well, Boyding found that I don't know if it's inverted mode specific, but you can break DP somehow, soft locking it into a sort of quasi flooded state. It's weird.
That sounds interesting. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's the. If you just go on his channel and look at his top videos from like the past week or month, it's the top video right now.
Fun.
So Burn the Witch catching back up again on phase 3 now. So made it through the first 2 phases, and now is for the easier part. The biggest danger, of course, being knocked back into the pit. But tons of safeties, and as long as he stays calm, cool, and collected, I think he's got this in the bag.
Yeah, speaking of falling off, I got scared.
Oh my
Yes, I saw that. Holy moly!
god! Sorry, that Ganon Warp spot right as he lit that torch. That freaked me out. Okay, taking a hit, but he wasn't pressing a directional button, so it didn't launch him into the pit, which is lucky. Going for a double, but Ganon was too close to the edge there to get it done. And that was a Master Sword spin hit because of the timing. I'm on the edge of my seat here. One more is going to do it. Nice.
Gets it.
He puts in another arrow for good measure.
Alright, one last job. Gotta get across this bridge.
The real final boss.
This isn't even my final form! Alright, GG to Burn the Witch with an official SRL time of 1:56:43. We'll see if we can grab him for an interview.
Just barely sniping out unknown availability, 23rd place with 1:56:50, who, according to their comment, also ran out of arrows.
Oof.
Yeah, that's the big problem with not a problem, but the thing you have to be aware of with no more free upgrades.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good thing about the upgrades being purchasable now. At least if you buy them, you get a full quiver. So.
Yes, that's actually what Burn did to solve his error problem.
Yeah, which is really smart. I never would have thought of that as a way to solve that.
Yeah, no, I would have been panicking, and then I think I probably would have just walked my way over to the bombable hut in Kakariko Village and done it the slow way, but what he did was much smarter.
Yeah, I probably would have used the shovel there and dug up some arrows, but then you have the RNG of that. Like, you could do 50 digs and not get a single 5-pack. So yeah, any other thoughts on inverted mode, Duke, or on the seed?
Nothing off the top of my head. Like I said, it was pretty good. It opened up pretty fast. That's usually the fear is you have to go do AGA very quickly, or even the other fear is, oh, we have to cross those Lionels with 3 hearts. Those are always
Yeah, which we got to avoid a lot of that in this seed in particular.
Yeah, needless to say, this is a abnormal seed, really. Usually you would see about like 2 hours is usually being the average time from what I've noticed from a lot of seeds, but this one just kind of, don't want to say it's a jet seed, but it almost seemed like it was. With the exception of that dang hookshot.
Yeah, well, there's a few items. It was interesting because there was lots of different final go modes. There was flippers for some people. There was fire rod and hookshot. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was really interesting that the divergence that happened to allow that to happen.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this pack then. That's going to be interesting.
All right, we're joined by our fourth restream finisher, Burn the Witch, GG.
GG, friends.
So, what'd you think about that inverted seed?
Oh, it was less cancer than the ones that I usually pull for myself.
Yeah. So I saw you. We saw you go into Swamp Palace, maybe going back to clear left side, and you had like this indecision moment, and then ended up walking away. So that must have felt good then to realize that that was the right choice when you pick up that fire rod.
Yes, I was thinking about going left until I realized that I only had one item left, and I had most of Turtle Rock available to me at that point, so I just went up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, fortunate that you did. It was a real close race between you and Duke. And apart from, missing some arrows and stuff like that, I think that one of the big differences was that Duke had silvers and tempered, and you had Master Sword silverless until you went and grabbed the silvers.
Yeah, that fall made me like, I really need silvers to do this, so that's why I went into the castle when I did.
Yeah, smart choice. And also smart, we were commenting on like, when you run out of arrows in that mimic room, how are you going to get arrows? Are you going to dig them up? Are you going to try to buy them? And when we saw you go into the lake, I was like, did Burn remember that there were 10 arrows on the Hylia Island? But once you picked up the upgrade, that really blew my mind, because I never thought of that as a strategy to get that refill there.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I remember about the patch notes. Like, the upgrades automatically refill your bombs and your arrows, so that's what I thought I needed to clear Ganon Tower.
So what are you thinking of inverted so far?
I like it. I actually like it a lot more than standard and open mode.
Yeah, it presents some interesting challenges and possibilities.
Indeed. Like, the option of a more open Turtle Rock's just mind-blowing, to be honest.
Yeah, where you did Turtle Rock earlier, is that correct? And your go mode was Fire Rod, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so in this seed, there was the possibility of the God TR, where you just hop down into Laser Bridge and get the big key, the small key, and the hook shot, which only Hitzion of our Restream runners was able to do.
That's very fortunate for him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of what I feel like inverted comes down to, because the seed opens up so widely. It really kind of depends on where you decide to go first and what your go mode item happens to be. Yours was probably one of the more trolly go mode items, because unlike everybody else's go mode, your item was not near a crystal dungeon. So you had to kind of go out of your way to come back for that location.
Indeed. I remember to do the back of escape, but it was like, what, an hour 30 until I remembered, oh, I didn't do the front of escape, and I didn't even talk to Uncle yet.
I mean, it makes sense when you've got that much open to you and you can do crystal dungeons, like your decision to go into Swamp Palace. I think that's really smart, hoping to get your go mode item there instead of clearing overworld that you might not have to clear.
Indeed.
But yeah, GG. Any final thoughts from you, Burn, or from Duke?
Just thanks for the seed. It was actually very enjoyable.
Yeah, thanks for hosting this, and thanks for the commentary and the tracking, and thanks to everyone who's watching. Without you guys, none of this would be happening. So thanks.
Yes, very, very happy that we have this daily race series where we get to show off different game modes, and we get to play just kind of for the fun of it, especially in the middle of these tournament qualifiers, which can sometimes be really intense and stressful, just to like let it all hang out and have a fun jet inverted seed all of a sudden. Any final thoughts from you, Forgotten to Pay?
I don't think so. Just I want to thank our runners for running. I know how it's really brave of y'all. Just put yourselves out there for everybody to watch and see. So thank y'all.
Yeah, and with that, this has been the continuation of the Daily Race series. I think there's another daily tomorrow, but let's find out. Let's find out exactly what is coming up here.
Yeah, it looks like we got open mode tomorrow at 2 p.m. and a 9 p.m. Standard mode. Both things tomorrow, and then we'll have another miscellaneous category Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I don't know if the plan is to continue to vote on these. So today's mode was decided via a vote on Twitter. If you didn't know that or didn't participate in the vote, we got about 100 and some people who voted on the mode, and inverted won out a little bit over Crossfield Key Sanity. But if you want to see other crazy, insane game modes, I'm not sure if we're going to do that voting system again for the next miscellaneous seed. But keep your eye on our Discord in case you're interested in that, or follow us on Twitter.
And with that, I think that's GG to everybody, and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.